Good evening, like, favourite, subscribe, all that nonsense. Today, Rangers wobbled past 10-man Hibernian with a scoreline of 6 goals to 1 and a hat trick for Jermaine Defoe. Not much to say about the game because it's kind of what I've been saying the whole time. We start really, really well, or we have a really good part of the game. It kind of silences for a while and then we get right back into it and we're just playing amazingly. It was like Midtjylland where we played phenomenally to begin with, all the way up until they had a 5 or 10 minute spell where we played terribly because we took our kind of foot off the gas and then they punished us for it. But we were immediately able to just choke the game again and win it. Exact same story here. Notable things are that Jordan Jones, I think he has proven that he can do it, at least against a team like Hibs. There's certainly teams, you think Hamilton Academical from last year, teams like that who aren't going to make any attempt whatsoever to attack, even with 10 men. Hibs, they didn't make anything of it, but they looked like they were trying to attack. And that's the kind of team that I imagine he likes playing against. So for me, he's proven himself against higher end SPL teams and also in Europe against Midtjylland. So hopefully we'll see more from him. Very notably, Aribo played very well. Stephen Davis, of course. I don't think you ever hear of Stephen Davis having a really bad game, to be honest. Ryan Jack was phenomenal, and it makes it even more ridiculous that at the beginning of the season, people were saying, does he get into the team? Does he? Of course he does. He's clearly one of the best players, and he's clearly one of the most trusted players. I think it was just a bit of, I don't know, excitement over transfers that made people say that he might not get into the squad. Because for me, he is a starter for most games because he's the best. Um, he's not the best creative midfielder. He's not the best shooting midfielder. He's not the best passing midfielder. And I think Kamara even might be better at getting in the way of things. Maybe Jack, but he is probably the best all-round unit of a midfielder that we have who can do everything and who's going to give 100% every game. I don't see how anyone could think anything else. Maybe he's not the most technical player in the world, but he is a player that will give 100% every game. Their goal, normally whenever you see a goal conceded, you think, that was a mistake in defence, and maybe you could say that they fell asleep, but for me it was just a piece of brilliance from Scott Allen, who is an asshole, but we will conveniently ignore that because it was a very good piece of play and it was quite easy for, what's his name? I don't know. It starts with an H. I don't know. I don't care enough. Don't really look into Hibs team if I'm honest. It was easy for him to finish. Wonderful pass. Nothing much we could have done about it. Maybe not fallen asleep. Yeah, that's it really. Good game, and we've kind of clawed back some of the goal difference that I was afraid we might permanently lose because the other mob have been scoring for fun, but we're starting that now. We might start scoring for fun, and if you want to say that we only got those goals because of a sending off, you must be blind because we were completely all over them. We were like a rash. They couldn't handle us, and it just spoke more than a million words could ever speak that when Alfredo Morelos came on, he got two because they had been chasing Jermaine Defoe around all day and then come on to what I think is genuinely the best striker in Scotland. And imagine that for the Hibs defence, it must not have been very fun for them. But yeah, good game. We showed that we have really lightning pace. I'm excited to see Brandon Barker because apparently he plays on the left. And when I think back to when he was playing for Hibs, he played on the left. And I'm curious whether he takes over from Jones' position, whether they fight it out, or whether one of them goes to the side. I'm not entirely sure, but I would love to see it because it's another player with amazing pace that we have. You have players like Aribo who can control the ball, get in between the ball and someone else, protect the ball very well. Morelos was very skillful. He's kind of all round in that nature. Jones, who is lightning quick. It's a very exciting team, and for the people saying that this might be our year, it genuinely could be. You don't want to get too ahead of yourself and act like the league is wrapped up, but we're looking pretty good. We've got all the attributes needed to be winners. All we need to do is be winning, and it's something that we've had trouble with. And hopefully, we can start disposing of teams that we should be disposing of. I will see you Thursday. I'll see you at the next game. I've tried to attempt guessing. about 5 times. I've got a terrible headache. I don't know if you noticed. I don't know what I'm saying goodbye.